Welcome
What's
to another
going
episode.
on? Johnny, are you serious right now? I don't provide much. I have one job, is to be the host. What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the greatest disaster on the internet. It's the Foreheads Podcast. I'm Goldenboy alongside Reinforced Bren and Sideshow. We're going to talk about some crack today. Johnny's on vacation. First thing we got to talk about. Johnny's on vacation, so he's feeling sassy right now.
No, I'm not. No, when did I ever make myself feel sassy?
It started the freaking show, you jackass.
You're wearing like a shirt. You got the sun behind you. You got an ear
You
piercing.
got the sun behind you, as if that's
yeah.
as if that's correlated
sorry,
with
Bren.
sassiness.
I'm sorry. I'll go to the other side of the earth. I'm sorry.
You got like an ear piercing now, a tattoo on your shin.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
I heard about
You've
that.
changed. You've
Just
changed.
wait till you see my butt. Got the biggest tattoo.
You've
What
changed. Yeah.
Are you gonna get like a butterfly, like right on
Oh yeah.
your like a little tramp
Right
stamp?
on your lower back, yeah.
Yep.
So you're gonna
It
I
has
saw-
a banner. I haven't put the name there yet, but it has a banner.
I
So if
genuinely
if
saw that you were in a private jet recently, Johnny. You've
Yeah,
left
pull
us
it up, pull
poor
it up.
people behind. Do we
Yeah,
smell too
well-
bad for you?
Yeah, that's exactly it. You guys are pooping way too much. I'm just over it. There's one lavatory. There's not enough for all of us, so I had to take it.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna say this: the poop stories were stupendous. Our community truly came through, and it made Johnny just freak out, and that was the best part.
I
of
was
the whole
scared.
thing.
I was scared. It was the best.
You were
I was
scared?
anxious. Yeah,
Of what?
yeah. The consequences. I don't know.
They were scared of the consequences of poop stories.
Yeah, what if people just like start walking up to me and just like, "Hey, I love the Foreheads podcast. Here's my poop story," and I'm like, I don't want that.
Wow,
I would
that's
love that. Are you kidding me?
Very, very rude.
to be
Well-
fair, I don't think I would like that, but my brain certainly didn't go to that end route of like, oh my god, if we discuss this on the podcast, all anyone's ever going to talk to me about is times they shit themselves.
Well, that's my brand. Between the four of us, that's my brand. You know.
Yeah.
Wait,
like-
your brand is shitting yourself?
I think
No,
you're
you're
listening
making
to
stuff
others.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like confused for a moment.
No, you guys have all the fun, and I'm just the boring guy here. Just like, oh, what if they
that's
talk
your
about
brand
poop?
is being boring? That's not your
Yeah.
brand.
The
Johnny.
boring guy chilling on the East Coast, taking private jets, wearing t-shirts, chilling out with his gangster lean on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, Baby Bay told me to do it, so I figured I had to. You know, I'm just
I
trying
mean,
to live up to the copy pastas.
At least I felt. At least when I was on vacation, I was engaged. You know.
Wait, are you fucking the freshest dudes?
I am. Wait, what? Yeah, all in, baby. Let's go. Get the steaks out.
Got him.
Bone in, baby.
All right.
Got him.
Look at- Josh, pull up these pictures because this is incredible. I mean, listen, I'll never get on a private jet because airplanes shouldn't be in the sky, but
They should be where?
they should just not exist. We shouldn't
Oh.
be doing this kind of thing because it's scary and
Unnatural.
you know it's unnatural.
Goldenboy is a flat earther.
You know what?
Heard it here
I'm not a
first.
flat earther,
Well,
but
if there's
I will.
A flat Earth. There's still skies, so you can still fly, even though it's a flat Earth.
Sure.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I feel like once you take a flight, you kind of can't join the flat Earth club because you can't actually see the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, no, that's just an illusion caused by the
No, you can't. It always looks flat.
curvy end of the Earth.
It always
the,
looks flat.
Do they still call it the? Oh, wait a second! I just had the dumbest moment. I was about to say, do they still call it the Earth because Earth means round? Earth does not mean round.
Wait,
Earth means the soil.
what have you
It
guys
is
done while I
10
was
a.m. in
gone?
LA.
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Just died
Well-
mentally, Johnny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I ain't
saw you
gonna
taking
lie.
risk.
I woke up 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
Tight.
That's where we get the best Brennan.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
yeah, it's true though.
Yeah, when Bren is at the beginning of his brain capacity,
Are you
that's when you
genuinely?
get the best.
Are you
Bren.
genuinely afraid of flying, Alex?
Yeah, I am. I'm not like the biggest fan of it. If
You fly
I
all the time.
yeah, I know that's the irony of it all. If I had a choice, I look. If I can invest in something, it's going to be teleportation technology. I feel like Star Trek figured it out, and that's what we need to do.
Okay, teleporters are just giant death machines. You do realize this.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
all they do-
it never
all they-
failed in Star Trek.
All they do is assemble the same atom structure at the other end. That's not you. They kill you and make a clone of you at the other end.
No.
Yes, 100%. How could they possibly teleport you. They disassemble all of your atoms, send the information, and rebuild it at the other end.
Yeah,
that isn't you.
But you're still you.
No.
What defines
No.
being you? You okay? Hold on. Before
ain't
we do
you.
that real
It's
fast,
that giant death machine.
Before we do that real fast, just because I know that we're going to spiral into this freaking topic that was not in the plan, I'm just going to say this real quick. Shout out, by the way, to the amazing community. We had 3,174 subs on the YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to the channel right now. Search Foreheads on YouTube, Foreheads Podcast on YouTube. You find it right there. We have all our videos up. They're awesome, especially the Poop Your Pants stories. Now, moving forward, you're still you because... When you look at like Star Trek, right? They don't come out and then they're like suddenly like a bad guy.
No, because the clones think that they are the previous person because they've been assembled with all of the memories. But that person died. That person was eviscerated by the teleportation machine. And a clone that thought they were them was reassembled the second time.
Wait, what are you talking about? What they actually think happens when you get on the flight? Wait, what?
No.
No.
What happens when you step through a teleportation device?
Yeah. No,
Bren,
I've
did
given
you
this
think
some
you die
thought.
every time you get on a flight?
No, I'm saying I thought you were describing the justification of what flat earthers thought happens when you go on a flight.
No.
No,
Okay.
that wasn't even.
I was lost. I was lost at the start of that.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
truly were.
Sorry.
You like that's impressive. You were just gone.
I am lost.
10 minute up. Bren is.
And then you truly are lost.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this: you're still the same person. Like if you keep on being disassembled and then reassembled in a teleporter, right? Surely you're still gonna
All right, well,
it kind of stays on that path of like you are this person because like if this is happening to everyone, then are they all new people?
Yeah.
They're all horrific copies.
Brand, you don't even know what we're
before.
talking about.
I know exactly. Right. So, what's the game called? Spoiler alert.
Mass Effect.
Fuck. What's it called?
Portal.
Made by the
Portal?
Soma.
So yes,
Soma.
Soma. Okay, Soma was
dives
a great game.
into this.
Does
Soma
it?
dives into this.
I don't
That was one
remember.
of the takeaways from the story. I guess you can't remember. Josh?
Wait, was this
no,
the
just-
Amnesia developer thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had the same kind of feel as Amnesia.
The idea was you were just woken up underground in like a underwater horror story, and you had no idea why you were there. Your character was confused that you were playing as. But as you progress through the story, you learn that you're actually you were a brain scan from the year like 2010 that has accidentally, because of a glitch, been implanted into a robot underneath when humanity has died and been wiped out. So you've basically just been teleported to
What game is this?
Yes.
Soma.
Yeah.
Soma.
Yeah,
I
as
know
you-
this.
As you
It's a
learn
game, right?
through the game, it goes through the ethics of essentially killing yourself and transporting yourself to another body. Because at some point in the game, you have to do that, and you have to make the decision. And then your character is like having a panic attack essentially when he realizes what he's done is that he killed himself back there. But from his point of view, you're playing as the new character in a new suit, but you're not the same because
that person wouldn't, like, they are two different people. That person that died ceased to exist.
all he did was copy himself over and delete the other one.
You wouldn't get ported from one consciousness to another. You would just die, and a clone of you would exist somewhere else.
Yeah, but if you're okay, so I'm looking at the Wikipedia because we all know this is factual for Star Trek, for transporters in Star Trek, and it says that what it is that transporters convert a person or object into an energy pattern process called dematerialization, right? So yes, so you're breaking down the atoms and dematerializing them, and then beam it to a target where it's reconverted into matter, rematerialization. And that was but like so the person is not being cloned. The person is being broken down and then being rebuilt. That does not mean that they're a clone or they are not the same.
It definitely
no,
does.
it does not
Okay,
at all,
all right.
because it's literally the same person.
It's not the same person, though. That person was eviscerated. They died. They were splattered into atoms. All right, how about this? It can't port the exact same atoms. You're not going to teleport every single atom. Otherwise, why would you even need to break down the person in the first place? It's rebuilding you at the other end. It's not instantaneously transporting all of the atoms
Yes,
in your
it is.
body.
It is not instantaneous. Yes, it is rebuilding you.
It's
Hence
rebuilding
why
you.
why it goes.
So,
and
in
then they all
theory,
go
you
on.
would be able to just scan the body and still build another one at the other end. There's nothing special about the breaking
No, but
down.
you need the atoms. You need the atoms of the person to rebuild the body.
You don't, because those atoms haven't actually moved anywhere. That's an unfeasible way for teleportation to work. Otherwise, you could just transport them all while they're still connected.
This is crazy, man.
It's just
I-
ripping you to pieces and
I
then
feel
using
like-
fresh
So-
atoms to build you again.
So every time we're
So-
just like and be ripped apart and then we rebuilt again. Doesn't look like that on the show, Josh. Okay,
It's a kid's show.
fuck
So
you.
why would you care, Josh?
Why would you care? Because you cease to
Yeah,
exist.
if you retain all your memories and you retain all your same emotions.
You don't retain your memories. That thing, the one you created, retains your memories.
Okay.
You aren't you.
But
Okay, so
it would mean that I wouldn't be the exact same by your standards or whatever, but my copy would be built the same way as me currently,
yes.
and so why would I care?
Well, the new you wouldn't give a fuck because he wouldn't even know
Exactly.
that he ever died. But the
But
old
why would my old care if my old was dead anyway and I
because
lived through the new
because
one?
its consciousness ceases to exist and it doesn't live through the other one. There isn't a porting of consciousness.
Oh, now
not
you're
teleporting
speculating.
consciousness.
Now
No,
you're speculating.
what-
You don't know if a consciousness
There-
transports.
well, okay,
over
let's
to the
be
other
Of
honest
one.
here.
course,
Teleportation
consciousness
and-
doesn't transport. Consciousness is just something that comes from the way that your brain is configured.
Yeah, but if the copy's brain is configured the same way, then it has the same consciousness.
Exactly. If the person is being reconfigured to be literally the same person, right? Like, but that other, because to clone, as you had said initially,
Yeah.
Josh, is to take one person and then make a copy of that other person. That
Yeah.
is not what this is doing. This is breaking down the atoms of a person and then rebuilding them elsewhere. There is no clone.
Right,
there is no
there's-
clone that handles.
But you
this
could do
process.
that. You could still make a clone. If you could make an atom perfect clone of yourself, which is exactly the same as what the end product of the teleporter was, would you argue that person is you?
Yeah.
No,
but
but
so
why would
the-
I care?
They are both you. So you access both consciousnesses at the
But
same
you're
time.
theorizing that if you,
Wait,
you're
Alex, do you access both consciousnesses at the same time of you and a clone? They have a separate one.
How the hell are we supposed to know that? We've never done it before. This is literally all this is theorizing. Like,
This was
you know,
worth talking
You know,
about.
it's actually impossible. There's a mathematical proof that you can't have an atom exact. I say atom exact. What I actually mean is like down to the exact quantum spin of all of the things that build the atoms. But you can't make a direct, perfect, deterministic clone of some object. But you can if the original one disappears. There's like a weird mathematical proof of it somewhere that I understood about half of, but nevertheless.
Oh yeah,
important.
we watched those videos at 4 a.m. That was
Yeah,
pretty fun.
exactly. Yeah, shout out
There's
to
not
Minute
about halfway.
Physics.
Yeah.
well, I did want to talk about this thing because I saw it on the news recently and it looked really interesting. Apparently, people are cloning beef. They're cloning pieces of beef
Yeah. So I've
Um,
heard. Yeah.
in a like a solution to try and like, you know, obviously like stop killing and all that stuff. And it's just very like crazy because like so I was watching where was I was with Cynthia. I forget where we were, but I saw no, actually I was flying back from E-League this weekend, and I had pulled up like MSNBC, and I saw that they were like making the beef like at these 5-star restaurants or whatever, and then serving it to patrons and then like not telling them that it was cloned meat, which is also like really fucked up. And everyone was like, "Oh man, this is great, And then I'm like, we're now just like straight. And there was like cloning pieces of meat. It wasn't like a whole animal. It was just straight up
Sure, they're growing
pieces of
lab
meat.
grown meat. Yeah.
lab grown meat.
Do you
Yeah.
think that's unethical?
Don't think so. Because
I don't
it's not
think it's
like the
unethical.
meat's alive.
Exactly. Well, no, I mean, is it unethical not to tell people? That was the question that I had.
Oh, is it unethical not
Yes,
to tell? I think
yes,
it's unethical
yes.
not to tell
Why?
people.
Why do you think it's
Because
unethical not to tell people?
it could have side effects, unintended side effects that they don't know about.
Is that true though? I mean,
don't
aren't
know.
you more likely to get side effects from like a certain kind
But
of
it's-
beef that nobody tells you where your beef
but
comes
it's a
from? If you sit
new-
down in a restaurant,
but-
nobody says, "Oh, this beef came from a cow named Milda.
Right.
She lived
Some
3 miles
restaurants
down the
do.
road."
Yeah, no, they're
Some
like, oh, this
restaurants
is
do.
free range or whatever, you know?
Yeah, some
Free
restaurants
range
do.
doesn't
They
tell
like
you
the
what-
quality. They have the
Free
quality
range
of
just
the
tells you the cow lived outside.
Yeah. But it still makes a difference.
But the point is, it's like a new concept. It's a new thing that they're doing, which is the growing of this meat. So
Yeah.
there could be unintended side effects until it's been tested.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
Well,
but if it
hold
wasn't
on.
tested,
Right now,
it
though,
wouldn't be
check
legal
this
to
out.
sell. I think.
The FDA has ruled that the meat from cloned animals, such as they like showed these 3 cloned piglets, are actually safe to eat.
Wow.
So,
Well,
I
see
don't
where
know.
that industry goes. You know.
I'm just like
that
really
is-
tilted by it. I'm just like,
I did read something that did say that was the future of kind of like meat eating.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to move away from the slaughtering of animals, and it's going to be all grown in factories.
Yeah, well, the argument is like, oh, we can make plant-based protein. And like actually the plant-based protein tastes pretty good now. But the thing is, from most plant-based proteins, you miss out on the natural amino acids from regular meat. So it's not the exact
also
same
the
thing.
adrenaline from when the animal was slaughtered.
I've never heard you sound more like a
What?
psychopath in my life.
the adrenaline from
When you eat a
gosh.
steak, you get filled with adrenaline from the idea of the cow being slaughtered.
No, but you can taste the fear.
What is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
all right,
I don't
moving on.
There's
Right.
something very
Oh,
primal. There's something very primal about that. And people are gonna be disgusted at me, but there's something very like you're going back to your roots. You get like when it,
no, that's hunting, Bren. That's
Yeah.
hunting. All you
Yeah,
do is
when
sit
I-
down at the dinner table and you pick up your fork and knife. That's not hunting.
but when you have a
The
nice
animal is served.
when you have a nice when you have a nice rare steak and you bite into it and it's like it's still a little bit fleshy and you're like, yes, I get transported mentally back to the Neolithic period of chasing down a gazelle and ripping into its jugular with my teeth.
I am 100% convinced that the next major, you know, like when you look back 100 years and you're appalled at how unethical people were, you know,
Yeah.
whether it's, I don't know, like, whether it's keeping slaves or the treatment of homosexuality or a bunch of different stuff like that in the past, where you look back and you're like, how the fuck did they even condone this as reasonable at the time?
Yeah.
I'm convinced that what you just said will be one of those moments where we look back and we're like, how did people justify eating meat when there were other like reasonable options for being able to have a healthy, balanced diet? And then we'll look back through the archives and we'll be like, oh, here's someone that tried to rationalize their opinion. Oh, I get transported primally. I can taste the fear. It's like,
No,
Yeah.
no, but that's sort of smart ass opinion like that, because they'll just, let's say that's 100 years into the future, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
But they'll realize themselves that something like hunting is actually something that's genetically very like fun to do, because it's like
Sure,
what you're supposed
but
to
like
do,
you
right?
just said, eating meat is not really related to hunting at all. I
Well,
really
if you're
do
gonna
think...
hunt, then what are you gonna do with the animal? If
No,
not-
no.
Listen,
I mean eating
yo,
meat as a normal
we're
person
getting,
that sits down and tucks into their dinner. You didn't hunt the meal.
No, of course not. But it's the same concept.
I don't
You get the
think it is at
satisfaction.
all.
You get the satisfaction of tearing into the raw.
Is that worth
Raw
slaughtering
meat.
millions and millions of animals around the world?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I,
but-
I don't think meat eating is ethically justifiable. I think people just ignore it, and that's me as
Yes.
well. I just literally
Yeah.
ignore it because
No,
I
yeah,
love the
you were
taste of
right.
meat.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, but like-
it's the thing that we've all grown up with. We've all grown up with this like idea in our head that this is just very normal, right? It's like milk, right? I think we talked about this in another episode.
Yeah.
But like, we are the only species that consumes another animal's milk. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of freaking trippy. you know, and yet we do it and we don't question it. We make ads for it. We have the little mustaches and
up until a certain point, we couldn't consume another species milk until there was some weird genetic freak who decided to suckle on the teat of a cow and realized, oh, I'm not throwing up, and then suddenly that person becomes a dominant Homo sapien because they're not dying off from malnutrition in the winter.
Do you think people started milking animals before they invented cups to keep it in? Do you think they had to suckle straight from the teat? Like, I mean, you would have to have some mastery of pottery.
I think we created since the Stone Age, we Homo sapiens had ways to store things like water and stuff, like little
like in my stomach.
So I wouldn't be shocked.
The agricultural period was way later than the invention of tools. So I just love Bren's idea of a man leaning underneath a cow and just guzzling at the teeth.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think if you...
Probably was one of Bren's ancestors.
I think if you train the cow well enough, it wouldn't like kick or anything. It would just think you're one of the calves.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's to do with training. I think you would have to live with the cow and like call it mama or whatever.
Yeah, my family
Call it
did
mama.
Can you imagine if goats just found out that cow milk is superior and goats just like, fuck it, our milk sucks. So get cow milk instead.
That would be incredible. Can you imagine being a farmer and walking into the cow pen and suddenly there's goats suckling the cows? You'd think it was the end of days.
And they'd be like, oh, get more protein, we're more well-fed, and it just become like alpha goats. It'd be sick.
Alpha goats.
Some proper chads.
Well, speaking of the end of days, alpha goats, proper chads, Shanghai won.
I thought we were gonna talk about Area 51.
We're gonna talk about that. I don't get to do the Overwatch stuff. Matt does with you guys.
Yeah.
But what the fuck? That was the weirdest thing. And by the way, you guys are like, my God. I mean, talk about an analyst that's just been obliterated by, you all picked Valiant to win.
Yeah, Valiant.
I mean, God.
Overall, early on in the playoffs, we did. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is that?
No, you picked Valiant for the whole thing.
Yeah, early on in the playoffs, and then as we watched the games and as we had conversations with Custo, we realized, oh fuck, should have done that.
But also, I still had shock winning the finals as well because I didn't think Shanghai would be able to keep it up. It's like a very individually incredible style of play that they.
Yeah.
I had Shanghai predicted.
Oh.
Yes.
No, I think the solution was that you didn't pick Shanghai, thus they won.
Brent I did predict it in the finals. Though.
Yeah, he did. Actually.
Oh, you did. Wow. Yeah. And they won. So maybe
win.
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
Brent actually did it on broadcast as well because I was in the backstage, of course, working production, and I was in the makeup room, and Wolf comes up and it's like, "Oh, I think Shanghai is gonna win," and then he celebrates the fact that his prediction was right, but he didn't put it anywhere, and I'm like,
"Dally,
you can't just predict by yourself and then go tell people that you were right." It's like that's not how it works. Bren actually went out there, and Bren was like, "This is why I think Shanghai's gonna win," and he was right. And credit to Bren.
Well, I'm not afraid to make a fool of myself.
Well, you know that because you were right.
This time I was the jester.
What are you going for?
The other way around.
What are you talking
I don't know
because he didn't want to be the fool. This time he was.
But yes. I don't know what I was going with there. But jesters are they were very high up in the hierarchy. They're treated very well.
A court jester.
Mm-hmm. Treated very well.
Aren't?
Yep, treated very well.
Pull that up.
Pull that up.
Jester.
Okay. I'm fairly certain that was not the case. Anyway, I thought it was cool. Beat Vancouver, beat New York. They beat the big three. That was sick. Cool storyline. Shout out to ESPN though for putting the 0-40 Shanghai Dragons of last year have won the straight finals, and it's like not the same team. Oh,
yeah,
God.
That's
but whatever, man. Gotta get the clicks for the news outlets. Anyway, moving forward. That was our one Overwatch bit for today. Have we figured out if jesters were?
I'm googling it now.
Because I have a feeling that you're full of shit.
So I think it's supposed to be some kind of. I think it's like a legend that jesters would actually be incredible political. Like the idea is
It's a trope. Right?
that there was like a trope that jesters were actually political commentators, and they were actually very witty people rather than just being, like buffoons. But I think that is actually bullshit. I think that was just a very nice idea that eventually.
So, what you're telling me, jesters were the first to spread fake news?
Well, I think, interestingly, jesters were the first to spread bad news. The jesters were the ones to give bad news to the king that nobody else would dare deliver, apparently. In 1340, when the French fleet was destroyed at the Battle of the Sluys by the English, Philippe the Sixth Jester told him the English sailors don't even have the guts to jump into the water like our brave French.
Oh, I'm back.
Which is a fantastic line.
What did
Yeah.
you say?
I'm Googling it, but I don't see anything.
That is pretty brilliant. That is actually really good.
But it is a trope because in the novel, or the series, was it the Stormlight Archive? You read it, Alex? I don't know, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
No, yeah, great book series. One of the characters in that is hi.
Did I cut out for you guys?
No,
No,
don't worry about
No,
it.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. Go on.
So look here. So I'm on historyextra.com, and I'll put this up here.
That's where I get all of my best history knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. It says here, what was life like for a court jester? From battlefield comedians to unfortunate messengers, jesters played varied roles in courts through the Middle Ages and Tudor period. Writing for History Extra, author blah, 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 says, explores what life was like for these men and women. When we imagine a medieval or a Tudor feast, we might picture a jester, the wise fool, running among the guests, juggling or telling bawdy jokes while minstrels strum their lutes. But in the 11th and 12th centuries, the title minstrel, meaning little servant, was the name given to a wide range of entertainers, including singers, musicians, jugglers, tumblers, magicians, as well as joculators or jesters. Both men and women were employed as minstrels, and there was a blah, 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 blah. A fool's life. I went down to a fool's life here. I'm just trying to find like the meat of it. That's what I'm looking for here.
That was pretty good.
I think the majority of it is just that they were entertainers.
Oh, I found something. Sorry. 3 types of fool. As the Middle Ages progressed, 3 types of fool evolved. The professional fool, employed by a nobleman, was usually very astute, educated, and generally wore normal clothes, like their masters, rather than the classic fool's costume. But wealthy or noble families also adopted men and women who had mental illness or physical deformities, keeping them almost as pets for their amusement. What? Or as an act of Christian charity, often referred to as innocent fools, and also given titles such as the Queen's Fool or Lord X's Fool. They were not paid, just provided with food, clothes, and a place to sleep. If the noble family decided these poor fools no longer amused them, they were sometimes provided with a pension in the form of regular alms. I don't know what that is. Though sadly, many ended their days as beggars. The third class of fool were the members of the fool societies, particularly popular in France. These were groups of amateurs who performed at Christmas. So it seems like it just kind of like evolved to like charity cases, and then actual like comedians, and then also seems to just become kind of like
just
the
entertainers.
Noble. Yeah, and then just general entertainers. It's very interesting.
What I got from that was that there's employed jesters, freelancers, and beggars.
Yes. Yeah.
Basically esports.
Yeah, employed people like
Are
salaried
you implying
people,
I'm a jester?
salaried people, freelance people, and idiots who lucked their way into the job. Essentially, those are the 3 categories. Yeah,
and we're all
perfectly.
4 idiots that lucked our way to the job. So I think we're good, baby.
And I'll put that in my Twitter bio. Nate Nasser's jester.
And Nate Nasser's jester. Oh my bad.
LinkedIn, baby.
So now the real thing that we're all here to talk about, and what has really been the talk of the town for the last few weeks, I should say. Bigger than Fortnite, bigger than auto chess, bigger than Goldenboy commentating with Jim Ross at AEW. No, it's that 1.5 million people want to raid Area 51 to see them aliens.
See
Quote,
the alien
unquote,
booty, baby.
They can't stop us all. How has no one thought about this? And why are we now just figuring it out?
Because I don't know about you, but 1 million people charging towards base with, I don't know, let's say 20 men with M4s is not going to stop them.
20.
Yeah, I'd say 20 men with M4s.
20 people defending Area 51. Are you mad?
Yep, I think it would be very possible.
So I'm looking at the official Facebook thing, which I've never looked at before. It's Storm Area 51. They can't stop all of us. Hosted by Shitposting because I'm in shambles. Who previously probably had his real name on there, and then after many calls from the FBI, has decided to pick up an alias instead. There are 1.5 million people going, and another 1.2 million interested, presumably in the outcome after 1.5 million people are slaughtered.
It's also like
put in the doc. I want to see this.
It's also like you shouldn't really give your quote unquote opponent a heads up, and they were just like, "Hey, government, we're coming on this date."
He's being at least they're being clear about it. You know?
Yeah, I will say though, I've been reading a lot about the what the U.S. government can do to fuck them up, and there's this technology got invented. It's been known for a while, but it got weaponized around 2008, and they haven't really used it yet.
Okay.
But this will be their first opportunity to use it. It's like a giant outdoor microwave.
What?
It's called like an AHD.
So you'd
What are you
burn
saying
up
they're
the
gonna
water
cook 'em?
particles in people's bodies.
Yeah, AHD.
I thought they were gonna use like some like deafening kind of thing, so people just like get like tinnitus sound and had to stop or something.
Wait, have you seen the discussion on this? Okay, so
What, on the CNET article?
Yeah. No, on the Facebook.
Oh.
So if you go, the pin post is from Jackson Barnes, and it says, "Okay, guys, I feel like we need to formulate a game plan. I've put together this easy to follow diagram here for a proposed plan. The basic idea is that the Kyles form the front line. If we feed them enough psilocybin and monster energy and say that anyone in camouflage is their stepdad and the entire base is made of drywall, then they will go berserk and become an impenetrable wall. Then the rock throwers throw pebbles at the inevitable resistance. We don't want to hurt them. We just want to annoy them enough to not shoot the Kyles as often." All happening. 2 Naruto runner battalions will run full speed around the north and south flank and shadow clone jujitsu, effectively tripling our numbers and overwhelm the base, the red circle. P.S. Hello, U.S. government. This is a joke, and I do not actually intend to go ahead with this plan. I just thought it would be funny to get me some thumbsy upsies on the internet. Follow your boy on Instagram at Blackpain. Oh,
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Government gonna be like, "Oh, he was just sarcastic. Never mind then."
So I've got the shit that the government's going to be using
Okay.
in the doc. The active denial system.
Right.
This thing is mental. Like if you walk within range of it, your skin starts to heat up, and then it just starts to become unbearable, searing pain.
Oh my god.
Jesus
And then if you step
Christ.
out, it's you're completely normal.
where
The
did you
active
find it?
denial system is a non-lethal directed energy weapon developed by the US military. Okay. Designed for area denial, perimeter security, and crowd control. Also informally called the heat ray, because it heats the surface of targets such as the skin of
James
targeted
Bond, man.
humans.
How
So
long
how
is
does
it
it work?
non-lethal for? Surely, if you're in it for long enough, it should
Yeah,
be lethal.
if you're in it for long enough, you can get like 2nd and 3rd degree burns.
Yeah.
So
Yo, that,
it
are,
works
so wait,
by,
are they actually going to use this?
well,
Well, I mean,
Fuck
it's an
knows.
option. If people
It-
turn up,
it works by firing a high-powered beam of 95 gigahertz waves at the target, which corresponds to a wavelength of 3.2 millimeters. So that's much tighter than microwaves that you would find in a classic microwave. And it works on a similar principle, though, exciting the water and fat molecules in the skin and instantly heating them via dielectric heat. Ooh, boy.
I can't wait for Joe Rogan to find some health benefit with this.
Yeah.
Sending a heat ray every once a week.
So
Good for
the
you.
ADS's effect of repelling humans occurs at slightly higher than 44 degrees centigrade, First-degree burns occur at about 51 degrees centigrade. Secondary-degree burns occur about 58 degrees centigrade. Pea-sized blisters have been observed in less than 0.1% of exposures.
Oh.
So, but that's less than 0.1% of exposures cause second-degree burns. So presumably people fuck off before that, or it's just incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Most human test subjects reached their pain threshold within 3 seconds, and no one could endure more than 5 seconds. I mean, that is a horrific torture device.
Jesus fucking Christ. Poor
And they've got this in a car.
Will people actually do this? Will people actually
Will they show up?
That people will actually do this.
Yeah, I think people are going to show up, but I don't think they're going to raid Area 51. They're probably just going to take a bunch of drugs in the Nevada desert.
I
Real talk though, that would be a fantastic festival.
Yeah, but also you're going to the Nevada desert in the late summer.
Yeah, those people are going to die anyway, with or without the ADS machine. They're just going to melt.
Exactly.
It'll be like Game of Thrones, like huge armies, and then just disappoint. And I'm like, what?
So so an article on New Scientist, I will link it here, is about the raid. Says internet joke plan to quote unquote raid Area 51 gets stern reply from the U.S. military, but has driven millions of people to sign up to storm Area 51, the U.S. government's military base. It's clearly just a bit of fun by internet jokesters, but the U.S. military isn't laughing. The truth is out there, but it's probably not Area 51, the secretive U.S. military base in the Nevada desert that has been the target of alien conspiracy theories for decades. Now millions of people have signed up for a tongue-in-cheek joke, blah, 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 and do this thing, right? All right, so I'm going to look for the response. Where is the response?
I don't know, actually.
Okay, here it is. What would happen if people did try to enter Area 51? If millions of people did show up at the gates of Area 51, they would not be welcome. Laura McAndrews, a spokesperson for the U.S. Air Force, told the Washington Post that they were aware of the event and said, Area 51 is an open training range for the U.S. Air Force, and we would discourage anyone from trying to come into the area. We train American armed forces, McAndrews said. The U.S. Air Force always stands ready to protect America and its assets. So this doesn't look, but like, what if it's Americans that's going over there?
Well, then you kill the Americans to protect America. That's just how it works.
That's how we operate in this great country, people.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Hand over the aliens to a bunch of crazy lunatics from Facebook? You want the boomers to have the aliens, Alex?
Okay, but the thing is that they say that, you know, this is just a military base for the U.S. Air Force, but that's what they want us to believe. You know, they want us to believe this. Like, I do think that there's something at Area 51. Why is it?
What do you think is there?
Can we talk about this? What do you guys actually think is at Area 51?
Nothing.
So I watched this historical documentary called Independence Day, and it was a really riveting story. And what was underneath this base was evidently an alien spacecraft.
Did you watch Independence Day 2?
No, because that one was a little too much fiction for my
I
taste.
thought it was decent.
Yeah,
you know,
that was the fictional sequel based on the completely 100%.
And I don't like when they do that. I don't like when they do that. You know,
I don't like when
Abraham Lincoln.
But I mean, people keep claiming that there's stuff at Area 51 because that Bob Lazar bloke who claims to work as a physicist in it. Well, no, you shouldn't. He doesn't have a degree. Yeah, it's like people who do believe.
For anyone who doesn't know.
So this guy called Bob Lazar claimed that he worked at Area 51 as a physicist, and it claims that the U.S. government is hiding like an alien spacecraft or evidence of alien life on Earth. And he's gone on many interviews going on saying this, but he actually doesn't have a physics degree. So, I mean, believe what you want. I mean, you can, but people rationalize it by saying, oh yeah, the government's hiding his degree so that, you know, he gets less credibility or whatever.
Yeah. If the government was fucking competent enough to be able to hide an enormous alien conspiracy, they'd be competent enough to not fuck up a bunch of other shit. Like, the fact that people believe government conspiracies boggles my mind, because you have just every single day you see the complete incompetence and bureaucracy of these kind of governments.
Yeah,
and yet
these
people
people
expect them to be like operating on wavelengths beyond our comprehension with these conspiracies.
They have never ever been to the Social Security office. I can tell you for a fact.
Yeah, just
Like
totally.
you would just know the government ran stuff like that. It's just it's out the window.
That's actually pretty funny
Go to
because
the DMV.
I had to call the government for whatever reason this morning.
Do you have their
and-
number, Johnny? You just have the
Yeah.
government on speed dial.
Well, it was
government.
anyway. So I called them and they were like, "Oh, we have a busy line or whatever. We'll call you back in like 36 to 52 minutes or whatever." And I've been waiting for 2 hours and they still haven't called back. And I was like, "Cool, thanks,
Cool beans,
thanks,
dog.
America, dude, doing great."
Oh,
I
man.
was gonna ask something. What wasn't like hydrogen bombs? Weren't they created at Area 51 or like in Nevada or something before they actually tried them?
They were
don't
certainly
know.
tested. Nuclear bombs were tested in.
I thought.
But I
they were
will
created
say-
around there.
I will say the biggest reason people claim that there's something hidden in Area 51 is because of the Roswell. Is it Roswell? Roswell
Yeah.
incident
Roosevelt?
where
No.
something
Not
something
Roosevelt, Roswell.
not Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Roswell, where something crashed and the government covered it up. But they released in 1999 that it was. Well, firstly in 2008 they finally said, yeah, Area 51 is a real thing. We're not fucking with you. And but in 1999 they claimed originally they tried to cover it up as a weather balloon. But now it's like so far gone from the Cold War. They were testing a nuclear bomb detection system in the sky that they couldn't talk about
Yeah.
at the time that just crashed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, but then, all right. So there are explanations for some things. Is our government incompetent? As an American my entire life, I could say yes. Florida still exists.
No comment. Still trying to get that green card, you know?
But it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know if I want that more.
technically, Puerto Ricans aren't citizens anyway, according to some people. So whatever. But moving forward, the idea that aliens would be at Area 51 is, in my opinion, ridiculous. I think it's like, just some testing government tech, like some new government tech. But aliens are real. They have to be. There is no freaking way we are the only beings in this universe. This universe is massive. You mean to tell me that we are the only living beings in this? Because if we are the only living beings in this whole fucking universe, we are screwed so hard.
Oh, that'd be
we
great.
Are so dumb.
That's like best case scenario. Yeah.
How is that the best case scenario?
Because nobody is out there to fuck our shit up. And we can go and fuck up all of the rest of the universe.
I wouldn't say we're doing a great job ourselves so far, Sideshow. So
we fucked up the Earth. The Earth is so.
Well, I will say this: it doesn't look good for the survival of the human race if we haven't been contacted.
Let's go to the moon, or let's go to Mars, where there is nothing. Great.
Wait, what do you
job,
mean,
humans.
Bren? What do you mean?
I mean, essentially, because the universe is so old, right?
Yeah.
And we are like what 14 billion years into the lifespan of the universe,
Okay.
give or take. It's statistically incredibly unlikely that there hasn't been life starting before earlier in that time span on another planet or so.
Yeah.
And it's also if there is life, then there's a chance that it gains almost a higher intelligence that we had, and is at some point was at the stage that we're at now. And the fact that they haven't developed the technology to contact with us yet implies that there's some cataclysmic event that's awaiting us in the horizon as the human race that's going to prevent us from really reaching that technological point.
Right.
And we're all going to die.
This is the theory of the great filter. Are you before or after the great filter? Like the idea is that there statistically should be a shit ton of life out there in the universe, but it appears that there isn't. So there must be something stopping life developing to like an extent where it would be able to contact everybody. And so the question is, are we before that filter point or are we after it? And again, statistics would say that you're much more likely to be before the filter point. But But there could be a bunch of different, and so it's likely that like civilizations wipe themselves out by either fucking up their home world or some nuclear thing or AI
or their sun
something
exploding,
something that we haven't done yet as well. But
their
also
sun dying, which ours is going to do.
or something like that. But you would expect people to be able to figure out how to fuck off before the sun dies.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, for every living being, surely, inevitably, they would have to create this super powerful AI that we speculate about so many times. That would ultimately take over their race anyway. So the end goal for every living race would be AI.
Well, I don't think so though, because I think just the idea of considering that other civilizations would even, or life forms would even be like us, is a very human-centric point of view. Like,
No, but it's a philosophic idea. It's not a technological idea.
It
it's
is
a philosophy.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine
It's a god,
that imagine that like the dinosaurs had never been wiped out or something. The dominant life form would still be like some dinosaur or reptile or some kind of thing that isn't selected for intelligence. They'd be smart, but they wouldn't be like, you know, brains the size of a fucking I don't know, way bigger than their pelvis, you know.
Sure, but I
kind
mean,
of thing.
dinosaurs, I mean, they learned, habits and whatever. They were still street smart for dinosaurs, right? Because they learned like other dinosaurs' patterns for like hunting, like animals these days, like they have certain habits or like hunting lessons or whatever, and
Yes,
so they're
but I
like
think
street smart.
if you left a dinosaur in the wild for a couple million years, I'm still not sure that it would be trying to invent an AI. Because their selection pressure is just totally different. They have no reason to be hyper intelligent.
Sure, I mean, we're supposed to be
dominating
smart
the food chain.
Yeah, because we're not predators the same way lions are.
Right, but
we have to be smarter, right?
But there's no real reason to say that in the entirety of the universe, intelligence would be selected for preferentially. Like, we might be really weird as a life form for being intelligent. It might be that there's a shit ton of life out there, but most of them are kind of predatory or, are just adapted to survive, not really adapted to be intelligent and start wondering about the world around them.
So let's say in a billion years, just speculating, I don't know if a billion is appropriate, 100 million, a million years, whatever. Do you think ultimately dolphins would evolve outside of the ocean? Because they're super smart, right? But do you think they'd evolve and become
dolphins come to take over the world?
You think dolphins would just be like, oh, we have to like evolve into something different than just dolphins to like fulfill our potential because we're really smart, but they have to evolve.
No.
But if evolution isn't something where you sit down like a group of dolphins and you're like, do you know what, lads? I think we have
but
to
it happens over
evolve.
time, right? It happens over time.
Well, only if there's sufficient pressure to make you evolve.
Did you say, you know what, lads?
Yeah.
We have to evolve.
You know what, lads?
Like-
we're stuck. All we've been doing for the last fucking billion years is swimming around. It's tiring. It's pissing me off.
The reason
That's what I do every day
our
in the morning.
ground.
In the morning in the mirror, that's what I do. Like, Johnny, you have to evolve.
All right, lad, time to evolve.
Let's wrap this up because I gotta have a shower and walk somewhere.
That was a good podcast. That was fun.
No,
but no. I mean that topic. I want to still
Okay.
continue with other shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I wanted to ask? I wanted to ask Alex. You say you were talking about Puerto Rico not being Puerto Ricans not being U.S. citizens, etc. By some people.
We are.
Yes, but Puerto Ricans don't get the right to vote, right?
No. Well, we don't get the right to vote in presidential elections.
How the fuck is that even possible? Isn't like a fundamental
Unless we
tenet
move to
of
the
the
United
Constitution no taxation without representation?
Yes.
Did that get
That's
abolished?
what that Puerto Rico has. Well, so it's a pretty layered thing, because like like Hawaii, right? Puerto Rico. There's actually Anthony Bourdain, like one of his last episodes of his show, which was so good. He went to Puerto Rico and covered it extensively, not just from the culinary aspect, but also from the cultural aspect of it. And essentially, what had happened was, there was a healthy amount of corruption and whatnot in Puerto Rico, and the U.S. government kind of came in and said, "Hey, we can like help you out and stuff," and basically Puerto Ricans were like, "Yeah, sure, like we're all about that. We need help right now." And then they're like, "We just took it." This is a gross simplification of the story, but what ended up happening was that because it became a commonwealth of the United States, they were granted the ability to become citizens. But the actual island of Puerto Rico did not have any kind of representation,
right? Because it's not a U.S. state.
Government. So
it's
what we vote for, or what Puerto Ricans, I should say, not we, but because I've never lived there, but what Puerto Ricans on the island vote for, governor, and this governor then goes and represents Puerto Rico in the Senate, in the House. But it is literally just like, hey guys, Puerto Rico here. Like that's what it is. It's not like, all right, do we all think that this vote is great? And then Puerto Rico's like, no, like they don't have that ability.
It's
to
like
do that.
Wales in the UK. They have their own assembly, but no one gives a fuck about them, essentially.
Yeah.
Wales. Wales. Oh.
What did you think there, Johnny? Run me through your thought process.
Move on.
All right, lads, time to evolve.
It's like,
the whale assembly.
So I've pulled this up here. It's just Wikipedia stuff, but because it's pretty layered. But yeah, so Puerto Ricans have been citizens of the United States since 1917 and enjoy freedom of movement between island and the mainland. As it is not a state, Puerto Rico does not have a vote in the United States Congress, which governs the territory with full jurisdiction under the Puerto Rico Federal Relations Act of 1950. However, Puerto Rico does have one non-voting member of the House called a resident commissioner. As residents of U.S. territory, American citizens in Puerto Rico are disenfranchised at the national level and do not vote for president and vice president of the United States, nor pay federal income tax on Puerto Rican income. Like other territories and the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico does not have U.S. senators. Congress approved a local constitution and allowing them to elect a governor. And Puerto Rico's future political status has consistently been a matter of significant debate. And the reason the debate is that the people of Puerto Rico, there's a part of Puerto Rico that's like, we want to retain our culture. And we saw what happened to Hawaii. And Hawaii just became a vacation spot. We want to retain our culture, our people, and all this stuff. But then there's another part of it. It's like, nah, we need to be a state because there's a bunch of shit that's happening, and we simply just cannot compete in the global scale. So that's kind of that is the situation that's happening right now in Puerto Rico. I've been of the mindset that Puerto Rico should become a state, and I know that will anger some Puerto Ricans, but the reason being is, like, especially after the hurricane, we don't really have much of a choice, right? The thing is that Puerto Ricans, which is also like a really crazy thing, because Puerto Ricans are highly religious people, right? Like, I mean, like, it's like a common joke amongst Puerto Ricans, like how obscenely religious we are. And we all know that the Republicans are the party of religion, of the party of Christianity and all that stuff, right? Yet
himself picked
Puerto Ricans, Trump. Right, that's a good one. Yet Puerto Ricans are by large Democrats, right? So the problem is that Puerto Ricans want to become a state, but that shit ain't gonna happen so long as Republicans control the Senate and Donald Trump is president, because they're gonna actively vote against him. And then why didn't Obama do it? That's a great question. One of the things that angered me about Obama 100% was that it is. Oh, and also he really couldn't do it because of the Republican controlled Senate and House that he was dealing with. So there was like a lot of other things there, right?
Politics is complicated, Alex.
It is. It's a clusterfuck. But the one thing, and I don't really ever get into politics ever on social media, because I just don't think I don't think it's like, I'm not smart enough to talk about it. So I'm just not going to do it. But the one thing that has always and will forever anger me was when Trump went to Puerto Rico and just shot toilet paper at my people and it was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember that. It was very
I remember that
thing where he's like shooting it like it's a basket. Like he's playing in the schoolyard with his buddy Pence, and they're just trying to shoot some baskets. Like, I was like, wait, what? This is toilet paper that people need. Like, why are you doing this? So that was very frustrating. But I mean, the Puerto Rican situation is not pretty, and it's not going to end anytime soon, which is the shitty part about it. So sorry to get into politics here. We're usually about the entertainment of it all. But
half the comments are going to be now political.
Let's
comment.
get these dolphins to fucking rebel. I think that's where we need to be right now. Get the dolphins and the whales, talk to them, teach them how to hold a gun, and let's do this.
Hmm.
I mean, Wales language makes a lot more sense now
Why?
Wales language?
because it doesn't make any sense because they're whales.
Do you mean
But you
Welsh?
said-
Yes.
I still can't tell whether you're talking about the country or the animals.
No, the thing was when you said the country, I thought about the animal for 2 seconds before I realized that the country existed.
It's like turkey. It's honestly like turkey.
Mm.
It's like, oh man, I love turkey. And it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
but
good meat.
Turkey is
And
like
it's
a
no.
big European country with like incredible, like passionate people, you know. But you don't really think about Wales.
Well, Johnny's saying the Welsh are boring and small. That's
You heard it here first, folks.
No,
The
no, I had a
Dolphins
few.
to fight Johnny.
Mikey A's
No,
going to
but-
be bearing down on you.
They got two good football teams, Swansea and Cardiff. It's good.
Wow.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
They
Well,
do.
I will say this.
Gareth Bale from Wales.
I
Here we
just
go.
spent $1,100 on a home gym setup.
Oh, did you think that through during the podcast?
I did it at the start of the podcast, but I was
Yeah.
waiting until now to reveal
bought
Wait,
it.
it.
so you just bought it?
I just bought it, yeah.
What is it?
I got a power rack, a bench, an Olympic bar, 7-foot Olympic bar, and a fuck ton of weights and a bunch of matting.
is this going to completely replace your need to go to the gym?
Yes.
So you're not going to go to the gym anymore. You're just going to work out at your place.
Yeah.
How many months do you have to work out before you totally like get till you make profit out of getting your own home gym?
Well, I'm not in it to make money, personally.
I think he means save money.
But yes, yeah, I know what you mean. It's more the convenience. I'm not worried about having it paid off. It's more just being able to roll out of bed.
He's not
and
worried
just
about
start-
money, Johnny. He's a rich bitch.
Well, no, I'm not rich. I'm not a rich bitch. But
Speak for yourself.
it's-
I'm gonna go on my jet later, bros.
it's more the convenience of just being able to roll out of bed and save that first 30 minutes of getting ready to go to the gym and then 30 minutes coming back and showering. So I can I have less, so, you know, in this crazy world where we don't have any fucking time, I can just roll out and get in a full workout.
I've just appreciated like walking out these days. Like I know it's expensive to go to Starbucks or whatever, but some days I just like to wake up, go to Starbucks because the walk itself is so nice to wake up in the morning rather than just sitting inside all day. Like
That's how you know you're becoming a Californian.
What, you enjoy walking?
Yeah, he's
no, I
becoming-
just enjoy waking up
you
outside
enjoy waking up,
instead of
going to
sitting inside
Starbucks.
for like 4 hours.
getting your pumpkin spice latte.
It doesn't even have to be Starbucks. It could be anything. Go to the dog park.
Yeah,
I don't
support
know.
your local cafes. All right, you jerk. Okay, how about that? All right, man. And here's the thing: if the aliens are real and they watch this podcast, they're gonna be like, "The hell is wrong with these people?"
Yeah.
They went from talking about heavens knows what. I think what did we discuss?
Court jesters.
Lab meat.
Court jesters
Yeah.
to some team named Shanghai Dragons winning in a fictional video game competition, to Area 51 raids, and then to the disenfranchised Puerto Ricans. over
You
to
forgot lab
this-
meat.
Oh, lab meat.
Yeah.
To this man buying himself a gym set that we all know. I mean, let's be honest, he's really not going to use.
Bro,
And then-
dude, what the? Come, I'm not like you, bro. I'm not like skimping out. I jumped
Whoa,
back into the
call
gym
out.
yesterday.
Wow.
Calling you out because I know you've been skimping.
I have been skimping hard.
Yeah.
It's actually been real.
To get back on the horse is hard. but you
Okay,
gotta do
well,
it.
here's the thing. I haven't had a break. Like
Yeah.
an actual vacation, like a staycation, right? I'm looking at my calendar right now.
What was the
And-
Jamaica trip? Oh, that was work, actually, wasn't it? Yeah. I
No,
forgot.
no, the Jamaica trip was technically a vacation, but because we had that problem with the room, we didn't actually get to enjoy the vacation until the last day we were there. So I got there on a Monday. I didn't get to actually enjoy the place until Wednesday. And then I went to the Hilton, which was like, honestly, it was like what you'd think resorts would be in America. Just a bunch of kids running around, people peeing in pools. Like it was.
Oh, really?
It was an interesting
It
experience.
was worse the second.
No,
hotel?
it wasn't worse. Actually, I didn't have a problem. It was just a lot of kids. There was just kids everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like you couldn't do anything. Like I would sit on the lazy river and I'm like floating on my lazy river, and then a kid would just fucking cannonball into the water as I'm like lazy rivering down. And I was like, and I'm like holding my pina colada, just trying to like zone out for a little bit, you know. It was just when you think of vacations in a resort in Jamaica and you're an American, but this is like the perception, this is what it was. Does that make sense?
Mm.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, sure, whatever. That we're moving forward. So yeah, the aliens are gonna think we're just fucked, you know, and that's what it is. And anyway, and also, yes, I haven't had a break, and I've been working a lot, and this is me being a lazy asshole, and it's been very nice. But I do need to go to the gym.
Great, isn't
In
it?
the comments of our YouTube video, could you post some motivational speech for Goldenboy, please?
Actually, yes, I would welcome that. And if anyone makes it this far into the actual podcast, that'd be impressive. So yeah,
Well done.
Well done.
give me and Bren motivation to go to the gym, or me motivation to go to the gym, and give Bren motivation in
To
general.
be fair, I just started yesterday again. I've just started up, and I went in and I just whacked out a session, and I started doing some new stuff. And it hurts to laugh.
What muscle group did you pound today in the Iron Temple, eh?
Not today, yesterday.
Old,
But I did
glutes,
everything.
Backs and shoulders. Did you do your tris and your neck? Working the ear muscles.
You shouldn't really
Lower
work in
back,
muscle.
people.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Lower
really
back.
work in muscle groups as well.
Well,
It's more about the movements.
Josh, have you ever thought about going to the gym?
I learned. Yeah, I actually am a regular member. If you can't tell, look at these fucking guns.
That
That's
looks like
almost
So
profits.
pasty and
it's
white.
like the arms they photoshopped onto Gollum. onto Gollum's actor.
Oh,
Now when you say
golly.
that, can you flex, Josh? Both arms. Can you flex for us? The
Oh,
biceps.
I'm just getting body shamed here. What do you want from me? That's
Both
as
of
much
them.
as you
Both
get.
of them.
All right, here we go.
That's not bad.
Right.
Honestly, for someone who doesn't work out. to our audio only listeners, sorry about that.
You've unleashed a demon.
Josh has rolled up his sleeves and just
Lord.
flexed so hard his headset's come off.
God, let me put him
geez.
away. Let me put him away.
Yeah, put them away. Whoa.
Woo. Those are
Oh,
absolute
damn, son.
fucking
All right,
weapons.
let's wrap up because I've got to shower and walk some.
If they had these guns
That
at
was
Area
great.
51, nobody would be coming close. Nobody
Thank
would
you,
be
Josh.
coming close.
I
They
will.
don't need an
appreciate
ADS with
this.
those guns out there.
Yeah. I call this one the active and this one the denial system.
Close us out, baby.
All right, Bren's got to go and hang out with Matt, and
So does Josh, to be fair.
got a vacation. Josh apparently he's gonna go and just look in the mirror for a little while and question his life choices. And then I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and probably play some team fight tactics because I got to do an Omen shout crash for it, and I have no
There you
idea
go.
what I'm doing. So there you go. All right, guys, this has been another installment of the Foreheads Podcast. Make sure you do follow us on all the different podcast platforms where you may listen to your stuff: Spotify, iTunes, or at whatever the places at Google Music, and I don't know what they call them. And also subscribe to us on YouTube. And
Yeah.
there you have it. Let's try and see if we can get to 4,000 subscribers. That's our next goal. Thank you so much for listening, watching the Foreheads Podcast. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.